Dozens of people are reported dead now, hundreds of people still trapped in that rubble. The quake hit just before 1 p.m. Tuesday local time, 7 p.m. on the East Coast, and was centered just a few miles from Christchurch. It toppled buildings, cracked roads, knocked out phone lines. At least 65 people were killed at that point. Thousands were already made homeless. The three main welfare centers are already filling up, and about 1,200 people have taken refuge at Addington Raceway. That's a horse track right there in Christchurch. Now, the hospital is operational, but only for emergencies, while dozens of life flights have transported the injured to cities just outside the quake zone. Gary Denver is a reporter for New Zealand's News Talk ZB. He joins us now on the phone from Auckland. So, Gary, what's the latest from there?
Yeah, hi, Kira. Look, we're still sitting at this stage with a death toll of 65, but we expect that to be revised upward probably after daylight. The search and rescue staff are still out trying to dig through the rubble looking for more survivors. They've pulled 120 people from the rubble since that announcement of 65 dead, 120 people alive from the rubble, so there is some good news stories coming out, but there's still a significant number of people, unclear exactly how many, who are unaccounted for at this stage.
So now, how would you describe the damage? We're seeing some video here of some buildings. It looks like the main center there of Christchurch. We're actually watching some of the buildings toppled, come toppling down. It was caught on phones there in Christchurch. But how significant is the damage? What types of buildings? Is it just downtown?
It's devastated quite a bit of the region. The central city's certainly been hit the hardest. Some buildings, and look, the quake hasn't been particularly fussy on the buildings. Some of the older buildings have come down, but there's also been some new buildings which have been affected. They've collapsed like decks of playing cards. It's incredible, the devastation. And it's the hardest thing, I guess, for the residents is that it comes just 5 months after they were hit by a 7.1 magnitude quake. That's probably the reason for so much damage. The buildings were weakened by that 7.1 quake 5 months ago, and now the 6.3 quake, which was much closer to the city and a lot shallower at 5 kilometres deep, has caused such destruction, and it's a devastating blow for the residents.
Well, Gary Denver is a reporter for New Zealand's News Talk ZB. Gary, we'll keep talking. Appreciate you calling in. Thanks so much.